Good morning, true crime friends. Okay, today we are back in Michigan for the case of the state of Michigan versus Megan Imirowicz. The defense has taken over the case and they've brought some witnesses. Now, yesterday was pretty explosive. If you think about it, like the mother, the ex-wife, child, she got up there and she described the condition of the house that Megan was living in, and it was horrible. But what she also said was that at about the age of 15, Megan had the choice. Did she want to live with the mom? Did she want to live with the dad? Apparently there was some sort of like custody dispute. And in the state of Michigan, once the kids are over the age of 12, they get to weigh in on where they lived. And the two older kids decided to live with dad. The two younger kids stayed with mom. Mom knew about the level of filth of that house. It was not a surprise to her. She hadn't been in that house in a long time, but she knew because she said on the stand that several years ago, she was like, listen, I'm going to help you clean up. And so she went into the boys' room and started cleaning up. It took her 10 hours and she only got through the boys' room, no other part of the house. She talked about not being able to walk in the kitchen, the bathroom needing a good scrubbing top to bottom. Did they level this house? Like, what happens to a house like, you know what though? There was a house like that not too far from here, like a hoarder house. And after the people moved out, I don't know if it was foreclosure or something else, but after the people moved out, contractors came in, gutted out everything, redid everything. The house is gorgeous now. So with a nice redo, that house might be okay. But the house sat like that in that state of filth the whole time the dad was in the hospital. And then he went home, lived on hospice for 3 days, and then he died. So Megan was living in that filth willingly. Also, Dad was said to be naked when the neighbor girl came in and found him. She said he was naked on the couch. You just drunk in the morning, naked on the. Everything about this family gives me great pause. And honestly, after living with that mess, prison might not seem that bad for Megan. She may be like, oh, look, it's only 2 or 3 rats in here. Okay, no problem. I would suspect she wants to go home and be with her family. But if she gets convicted of this, and honestly, it's a big if for me. I'm not really sure. And here's why. Did the state prove she did it? Oh, yeah. They proved she did that. But also, at 17, 18, I don't know that I knew what lie does, right? Like, this girl, not a rocket scientist. Maybe she didn't know what lie did. Maybe she thought it was legitimately a cleaning product. Now, after she heard about the burns and all of that, she had to have known, like, oh, shoot, there was that bottle with the top off and I threw it at him and maybe that killed my daddy. I don't know. But she clearly has a lot of guilt about it. She was living in a dysfunctional family, in a dysfunctional situation. I could kind of see a way of her getting off. Maybe the jury does jury nullification where they're like, yeah, but he contributed a lot to his death. And honestly, like, he did not throw acid on himself. Let us be clear. She absolutely did that. But it was sort of extraordinary circumstances. She was living in a house of horrors, although she did have options. You know, I hate it when I talk my throat dry. She had options. She didn't have to live there. She could have lived with the mom. Like, I don't know where they're going to come down. In my opinion, this case is going to come down to jury instructions like so many of them do. Exactly what does the law say? And then what do they have to do based on the law? Now, will she get charged with first-degree murder? No, I don't think so. I think this was just like a domestic assault. And yeah, the maximum sentence is a life in prison. She's not doing life in prison. She's going to be out in time to go to college if she gets convicted, which I think she will, but I could see a way where she doesn't. I can see where old Megan walks on this. And she's going to have to leave town because all the people who showed up at this trial, they're like, oh, I used to be friends with her. I used to be friends with her. Girl, your name is mud in that town. You're going to have to move someplace. Go to Wisconsin. This is not a big, giant case. Not everybody is covering it. Change your name to something else. You can still be Megan. Just make your last name Joyce. My name is Megan Joyce. Hey, how you doing? I'm a nice blonde, and I got my cheekbones done and some lip injections or some minor tweaks. She could have a whole new life. She could have a whole new life. Or go to a big city. Go to Chicago. Go to Los Angeles. Okay, maybe not Los Angeles. Come to New York City, child. Won't nobody know you. Even if you was famous, you could walk down the street. People would be like, who? Girl, I need you to move out the way. I'm going to need you to get that bagel order together and stop holding up this line. That's all we care about. You know what we want you to do when you're in New York? Move. get out my way. That is our theme. Welcome to New York City, get out of my way. So she has the opportunity to have a whole new life. Now, we all know prison can teach you to be a better criminal. She's no criminal mastermind, God knows. So if she gets a little time, she'll go, she'll do her time, she'll come out, she'll go to college, she'll move to like the Wisconsin Dells. I would name other cities in Wisconsin if I knew them. Oh, wait, Green Bay. She can move someplace close enough that she could still see her family, but not be recognized as the girl who threw the poison on her father that killed her father. But also, the father's health was so bad, he was going to die anyway, right? Like, he might have spilled the stuff on himself. Had she not thrown it at him, there's about an 80% chance, in my opinion, nobody asked my opinion, but you're here, so here I am. I'm going to give it to you. About an 80% chance that he just spilled this on himself, or he dropped it on the floor and then he walked through it and then his feet didn't hurt. Next thing you know, the man's feet are gone, and then infection, blah, blah, blah. It all just gets worse. But as it stands, she's going to need a lot of therapy. I think the entire family's going to need a lot of therapy. That older brother, Austin, boo-boo, you need therapy right now. You need therapy immediately because he's in some serious denial about who his father was, the state of the situation, the treatment of his mother and siblings. Like, y'all, if y'all meet Austin, don't date him. He needs a lot of therapy before he's able to just like commune with other people on a regular basis. But you could be his friend. You should be his friend. Hang out with him, play video games, even go to the movies. Don't date him. You ever date a man who needs a lot of therapy? It's not what you want to do with your life. That's not how you want to be spending your time. Unless you out here one of these Captain Save-A-Hole type people. Now listen, that is not me. If you come to me, you come to my house and your situation is all messed up, I'm going to listen to you for a couple of times and be like, oh, that sounds terrible. I'm so sorry. So listen, I got to go. I can't. Every time you call me, that call's going to voicemail. I will encourage you to get a life coach, get some therapy, get your situation together, and then we can come back and be friends. Because me, I'm not here to fix you. I'm not here to like make you all better. I will be a good friend and send you on your merry way. You have to have your act together. I have my act together. I know it does not always look like it. I'm just sitting here, running my mouth, drinking my little cups of coffee in the morning, talking to strangers on the internet. Hi, strangers on the internet. But you know what? Y'all are not strangers anymore. Me and you talk every day. We come every morning. We hang out like this. We talk about true crime. We kiki about everything that's going on in the world. And then we go on with the rest of our day. And sometimes we reconvene in the evening to discuss our day. That's like, y'all like family to me. Hey, family. Oh, and I heard that some of y'all are starting to get your crowns in the mail. I'm so happy that the crowns are arriving because I don't have a P.O. box yet and I haven't had a chance to get down to the post office. I didn't put a return address and I was like, oh, Lord, what if some of these need to come back and there's no return address? Then your local postal worker is going to be walking around with a crown on their head. If you see a postal worker with your crown on their head, just go snatch it off. Okay, you can't assault a federal worker, but go say to them, excuse me, please. I believe that belongs to me. So you just let them know. I am still crocheting. Now, I am not crocheting crowns right now. There's a couple more that I have to make for like a couple of special situations, including the prom. The Pride prom is on Friday. Oh, that's tomorrow. Pride prom is tomorrow. I still haven't made my own crown, so I have to make a crown for myself. But my crown needs a star on the front of it because it's going to be like a Wonder Woman type tiara situation. So I'm experimenting with stars. I've kind of made a lot of stars. You know how before I was making hearts? Like, I like a tiny little project that you can finish quickly. And so I have a bunch of stars. And so at some point, I'll gather them all up and we'll figure out what we're going to do with those. So let me know if you're interested in stars. What else is happening? It's Thursday. It's Friday Eve. Today is the last full day that I work in the office before I am out on vacation for like 2.5, almost 3 weeks. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Now, just so you know, do not panic. I will not be out of town for 3 weeks. I will not be missing in action from these videos for any more than a day or two, if that, because I have plans. Those plans are not fully fleshed out. So far, what I have decided to do is cover maybe some old cases that we have not talked about before, or cover some multi-part docuseries or cases, and then just break them down. The same way I did with Natalia Grace, where there were 6 parts and I gave you 6 different videos. I'm going to find another multi-part series, and then I'm going to cover it, and then I'm going to set it so that a new one drops every single day. It's going to be just like I'm here, only I may or may not reply to comments while I'm away for about a week, and then I'll be back. And me and you'll be chatting. And I'm going to have that pesky job to go to. It's not a pesky job. I adore my job. I love my coworkers. Are any of y'all here? Hey, coworkers. Yesterday, I told a coworker about this little channel. She might even be watching. I don't even know. And then she was like, ooh, you have a YouTube? You have to send it to me. And I was like, girl, it is not necessarily work friendly. But it's not that it's not work friendly. I don't use curse words. I don't do anything that would embarrass my employer if my employer enjoys gossip. But my employer tends to be very conservative. So I can't be out here like, child. And then, so, when I'm there, I code switch like a mother. You don't even know. I'm like, oh, yes, that is wonderful. Let me help you, sir. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I pull my entire act together. But when it's just me and you here in the morning with a cup of coffee, child, we talk. We get together, we sit down, and we kiki like old girlfriends. Whether you're a man, a woman, a child, a they, or whatever, we are girlfriends as far as I'm concerned. So we get together, we kiki, we have a coffee, and then we go on with our day. Because that's what you're supposed to do. We are responsible adults. Okay, I'm going to be a responsible adult and go wash my ass so I can go to work. That nice job when them people give me 3 weeks off vacation. In the meantime, I hope y'all have a great, safe day, and we will be back in touch tonight after court. Ooh, and is what's her name going to testify? Megan, you think she's going to take the stand? I don't think she takes the stand. We'll find out, and we'll talk about it tonight. I'll see you soon. Bye.